Dzień dobry, assalamu alaikum, konnichiwa, bonjour, hola, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Ken at 10 Live, speaking to you from Southwest 16 Norbury. It's a beautiful day here in Norbury, but some very sad news to report. There was a massive gas explosion on Galpins Road today, and a house, I've literally seen nothing like the devastation. Fire engines are everywhere. Try and avoid the area if you can, particularly the A23 London Road is blocked between Thornton Heath Pond and Norbury Railway Bridge. So if you can, avoid that area, because at the moment, as we speak, there are fire trucks lined up in a row and no one's really getting past. So try and avoid the main London Road if you can. And of course, the Galpins Road area. And we hope that the families in those houses are safe and well. We don't yet know if there was any physical damage, but I'm actually quite shocked looking at the house by the level of devastation. I wonder whether it's something to do with fuel crisis. Maybe somebody trying to bypass the gas, I don't know, or just a gas safety issue, who knows. But what I do know is that our thoughts and prayers are with the families of those houses, and we hope they're okay. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a nice weekend. This weekend, twice a year at JA, we have a little social to try and let the guys let their hair down, because it's quite a stressful job, as you might know, estate agency. So at the weekend, we had the company barbecue, which is always lovely, and we had a great time. A little bit of singing, dancing, and messing around and getting very sozzled until the late hours. So thanks to all the team here. We got some pictures as well, which actually were staff profile ones, but we got those before we started drinking. We thought that's probably wise. A few headlines for you today, and a question: where have all the quality solicitors gone? This is a real question, and I actually think that, they say you get what you wish for, karma and all that. Well, for a while now, a lot of people have been asking the question, and it seems to come up time and time again. Everyone's obsessed with price over quality. A lot of people are saying, do you know any good solicitors that are cheap? And the truth is, I know good ones and I know cheap ones, but cheap and good don't go together. And if you're looking for a solicitor, please make sure you go for one that's good, because so many are awful. We actually had a situation last week where a local one was actually abusive to a member of our staff and to their own client. I mean, it's absolutely shocking, the level of quality out there, or the lack of quality. Maybe they're under a lot of pressure. I get that, and I understand that. We're all under a lot of pressure. But frankly, there's never any excuse for rudeness. And I just think that's incredibly unbelievable, but it's the way some are behaving. Worse than that, some are not responding to inquiries, queries, not responding to chains, not doing their jobs unless chased, and when chased, saying that they've done something that they haven't. It's unbelievable. I've never known such a dearth of quality solicitors. So if you know any good ones, please comment, let me know. I'd love to hear from them. And I'm sure there are some good ones out there. We know a couple of good ones, but there just aren't very many. And the people that I used to know in conveyancing, interestingly, have gone to other sides of law, because I think it's a question of expectation. You see, a lot of solicitors quote fees for the estate agency conveyancing process for selling or buying a house as a fixed fee of maybe £500 or £1,000. Given that the average solicitor's earning maybe £300 an hour, certainly £200 an hour in other fields, then you can imagine that if they're charging such tight amounts just for one conveyancing job, if they get caught up in more than 4 or 5 conversations, it starts to cost them more. And I wonder whether it's that expectation versus reality. Client wants solicitor at the phone all the time. Solicitor wants to manage how much time they spend dealing with clients individually. But there are systems that you can build around that to make it more efficient, surely. Just want to vent it. Very frustrated with the lack of high quality solicitors out there. And it's costing people time in their chains. A lot of people waiting to move. Got loads of things in our pipeline that are literally waiting to pop and are waiting for good solicitors to come along and just help out. So if you know any good ones, do mention in the comments, whatever platform you're viewing on, what their name is, because I'm always interested to see what your feedback is. But it's a real frustration for a lot of our clients, and certainly for us right now. Apart from that, it's something I picked up in the papers out in the Express today. Pensioners are being asked to leave London and move to the coast, and they're actually relocating people from their London homes to quieter coastal areas. This is via the local authorities such as Cornwall, Norfolk and Lincolnshire, Cambridgeshire, Dorset, Shropshire even. And many of these places have outdoor facilities, and they're tempting people away from London because they're desperate for London accommodation. And obviously what we're also seeing, or maybe not obviously, but you need to know this, what we're starting to see is, because of everything that's going on with the price rise spirals, a lot of builders are not building now. They're stopping, they're giving up. They're finding that they can't. A lot of them are locked into contracts. What they've done is they've basically quoted works, especially the medium-sized builders. They quoted works to a bigger firm, and they're contracted to carry through those works at a fixed price. But of course, everything's gone up. So if they legally can't extricate themselves from the contract, what that means is that they're having to fulfill that contract at cost or worse. So a lot of small builders are struggling. I think we can expect to see a few of those struggle over the next few months. And that could lead to a bit of a shortage, a further shortage in new house building. If there's one thing we need right now, it's more house building, not less. And it's not going to happen. Certainly, if you keep changing the housing minister every year, listen up, Rishi and Liz. Let's hope we get someone in place for continuity. But certainly it's interesting to see that local authorities are now trying to get people out their London homes. If you really want to get pensions out of their London homes, here's an idea: cut stamp duty for retirees. And then you'll see people start to move, because for a lot of them, that's the big hill to climb, is the idea that they've got to pay this massive amount of money just to move to another area. And for a lot of them, just getting a head around that is a bit of a difficult thing. The other thing that's in the Times and the Eye, it's the Eye, sorry, is the rise of the landlord TikTok stars. And this is where people are coming along and they're saying, look how much money, the old loads of money thing. Look how much money I make. I do nothing. And I make all this money, and you can do the same too. I hate with a passion, I hate those kind of videos. And I hate that kind of how they try and suck people in so that they can basically extricate money from them. And we're finding that a lot of the courses that these people run, I'm mentioning no names specifically, but a lot of these courses are questionable at best. If you want proper education, there are better places to go than that, and certainly that's not the place to go. So TikTok is the last place you should be going if you're looking for a proper education in property. And if someone is promising you cheap money, quick, easy, then that's not for real. And just get some perspective on it. If it looks too good to be true, it probably isn't. Just keep perspective, keep calm. I know some of these things can look very attractive, but apparently TikTok landlord stars are out there in a dirge at the moment, and I think you've got to be really careful. We found the same with Facebook before. Lots of people coming on saying, all you've got to do is this one trick. Give me £1,000 and I'll show you this one trick, or sign up for my 15,000 property course. This week I'll do it for 500. You go to the course and all they're trying to do is sell the next course for another £15,000 or whatever. A lot of people are gradually lured in through like a sales funnel, and before you know it, they're signing up and losing money. So be really careful of that. Certainly it's not something we advocate here at James Alexander. If you want proper education, you need to speak to the right people, and the right people are not those charging massive amounts of money for get rich quick schemes. Be very careful out there, folks. Apart from that, as far as the market's concerned, offers still coming in this morning. Has it slowed down a bit? Yes. Are we in for a tough winter? Undoubtedly, yes. There's going to be pain, isn't there? There's going to be pain in fuel prices. We've already got interest rates going through the roof. It's going to be a difficult time. We're still going to see sales. We're still going to see people move, but we can expect those numbers to lessen over the holidays for sure. Come September, we'll see an uptick in the number of new instructions coming available as people come back from their holidays and start to move, what we call the mum's market. We spoke about it many times before. So I still think there will be a market there. There'll be lower volumes for sure, but there'll still be people buying and selling as always in the UK. I want to do some statistics around that so that you know what's going on precisely here in the SW16 area in a video shortly, and a podcast. The podcast's out, by the way. Have a look at it. Property Buyer and Sellers Podcast. Look on your provider, you'll find it there. Just a short one this week, just updating you on a few bits and pieces. But I'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the Ken at 10 show. Until then, look after yourselves. And if you can, your family and friends. Ciao.